Hey, everybody. Welcome to the BCC show with your girl, Buffy, and our co host, Coach Chemo. And if you haven't done so already, please do so now. We have multiple social media platforms where we are posting our recordings on. You can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, our Instagram page where you can engage and send your comments and questions to our inbox. So, Coach Chemo, how are you tonight in your nice, lovely red?
I am doing wonderful, honey. Tonight we are wearing red, not in honor of the Heart Society or Good Heart Health or even Valentine's. We are here today wearing red to help highlight some red flags in our life. And we're not just negative Nancy's, so we'll also be able to help indicate or highlight some green. So whenever you see us wear green, it's not for the green flag, it's for the Benjamin. It's for money. Okay?
Period.
But for today, we decided let's give a little pop of color. So, in considering tonight's topic, I wanted to think about red flags. And I didn't want us to just think about it in an intimate romantic nature. Typically, in our everyday society life, we have our core people, we have our middle people, and then we have our exterior people. Similar to your phase one, your phase two, and your phase three people.
Yep.
So it's helping to develop, right? Develop those boundaries and then watch how those boundaries are respected, or tested, or even broken. And highlighting some of these characteristics, some of these mannerisms, some of these behaviors will help to lessen those instances. So for me specifically, in thinking about it, for my inner core, ready? My inner
Yeah.
core is my Charlotte. It's
Uh,
my dog. So my dog does have red flags. So let me start there.
not the dog, not that pleasant, beautiful little white dog.
There you go. So my
She's so
doggy has red flags.
sweet.
So these are my doggy's red flag, meaning my dog, for the most part, is very independent, very self-regulated. Her food is there, her water is there. If she want to come snuggle, she come lay by me. She has everything taken care of. Whenever I see she starts talking, whenever I see she starts scratching, those are my red flags to let me know homegirl needs to go outside in under 5 minutes, or else she gonna dookie in the house.
Wait, would you say that's your red flag?
That's a red flag. That's letting me know that I'm short on time.
Okay.
Whatever is going to be happening is imminent.
Okay.
This is her letting me know, hey, something's going to come. She's either gonna pee or need to use the bathroom. So for me, red flags is I need to move. And I
Okay.
need to move to create a positive. If I don't move to release her, I'm gonna have to do that inside. I'm gonna get the emotions. I'm gonna get the upset nature with it. Still got to clean it up. But for me, that's my red flag.
Mm.
Now, converting that into a red flag into a green flag is once I've been able to recognize it, once I now know exactly what it is she wants to do, depending on what I am doing,
Hmm.
I'm able to then prioritize that and take her out. That's my green flag. So it's not as, oh my God, I don't know when it's going to happen. Now I feel as though I have some control in it. I'm able to help it occur naturally. And of course, after a good, successful bathroom break, we come back in. There is no accidents being done. I feel wholeheartedly better.
Okay.
Outside of that, my
Yeah.
next person would be my friends.
Okay.
So I definitely love to be celebrated because I celebrate everyone. I celebrate everyone waking up this morning. Hip hip hooray. Because there are people who died in their sleep. What's
Okay.
So I like to celebrate everyone. So for my friends, my red flag is a friend who is unable or unwilling to celebrate me.
Mm.
And no, I don't want to be the negative Nancy of the group. No, I don't want to be any of those things that relates to normality or general. I don't mind being the extra friend. If I'm extra, that means you're too little
Mm.
or not enough. If I'm smiling, don't ask me why I'm smiling. Just tell me that my smile is beautiful. So those for me has been some of the different red flags that I know that I don't have time for you to be questioning my moods. Unless you're here to help me to enjoy my mood or to help me to get to a different state of mind or a different state of mood. But if it's for the purpose to stroke your ego, I'm absolutely not a part of it. And the last and third one is the outside people, the people that you see at the grocery stores. You see me in line, but you've already sized me up and you figure you can cut in line.
Mm-hmm.
Red flags, because you want me to go to prison. You want me to go to prison for
Mm-hmm.
cutting me in line, thinking that I'm not the person that's going to run my cart into the back of your elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will. I am so sorry. I have slippery hands. I use Vaseline.
I can't. So those are your three phases
So
of,
the three
or your
phases of red flags, and those are just some versions of
see.
it. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because I know when we all hear red flags, we're all thinking relationship relatable um situations, right? Because normally when we are using the term red flag is always referring to the
Romantic
negative,
relationship.
romantic, negative things that we see ahead of time, tend to avoid it, but still want to pursue it. Some folks, not all. And that kind of piggyback off of our last episode when we were talking about the rest of Tessa, how she was able to identify a lot of the red flags when she was telling her story, but she chose not to walk away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a lot of people do that. Like we are able to talk about the red flags because we were even in those situations where we dealt with it. And we see as a red flag now because we're out of the situation, just like you made that example of noticing Charlotte when she needs to use, that's a red flag for you. But when you know she releases what she needs and giving your that attention for you to take her out, you know that's what she was actually crying out for. But what are these men crying out for? Because listen, I'm talking about some of these men come with red flags packed in their back pocket. And a lot of these women, and you know, I'm going to defend the women all day. We don't be asking for that.
You don't be asking for the red flag, or you don't be asking for the niggas. Which one?
No, okay. I don't ask for no niggas anyway because the niggas come to me, okay? I attract what I
Okay,
want.
okay, niggas are us since the niggas come to you.
Sparkle, spirit fingers, right? They are attracted to me, but the thing about it is they will be attracted to me, but knowing that they're not ready to be in those situations with a woman that's well put together. And sometimes they will come in with their red flag tendencies, trying to see how far they can get with you. So you can either pick and choose if you're going to stay or you're going to go. A lot of the women who've been single for a long time, who get someone who strikes their interest probably in good conversation, would converse with them, but then they have a whole bunch of red flags behind them. And it's like, what are we supposed to do? Like now
I,
I like you.
I,
I like you because I talked to you and you got good conversation, but now I see you ain't about shit. So what am I to do?
and here we go. I think one of the things that you said and one of the things that I said, the key component with this situation is being able to identify said flags, right? So, like you said, the niggas come to you. Do you then have a review process where you go over the man facts report? Because there is a such thing as a man facts report.
Okay.
And
So yeah,
and what that looks like
what that looks
is,
like.
ready?
Yeah.
How many people did you sleep with? 5. That actually means 10.
Are we talking about?
When was
Are we
your
talking?
last
Are we
relation?
talking about in
When,
periods?
when was your
In the period of the year? Because I got to make sure it makes sense. Because are we talking about in the period of a year, or
whatever
just
one you want it to be? A
overall?
year, 2 weeks, today, whatever you want it to be. This is how you create the man facts. And just like
Okay.
there's man facts, there's a woman facts. But
Okay.
here we go. How much people you slept with? 5. Okay, that means 10. We just gonna double everything because it's off. When you ask people, do you suck dick? Oh no. Do you eat coochie? Oh no. Do you pay for the meal? We go Dutch. This is how you figure out your report. Are you not paying the full because you don't have the money? Or are you not paying because you're broke?
Right.
That's how we're able to identify them. And then once
Right.
you identify them,
Right. Mm-hmm.
you got to say, I no longer feel safe. This is not a safe space, and I need to remove myself before I create additional trauma.
Right, but these men are coming with the trauma. I'm only speaking off experience, right? Because a lot of times the ladies, shout out to you guys for listening to our podcast and definitely finding a lot of the things that we're saying is relatable. This is a safe place when we start talking about things that we've been through, and we're actually creating this space so we cannot do these things anymore. So when we have these men come with the trauma of unresolved issues.
And the woman come with the trauma too. So let's just say when people come with trauma, go ahead.
When the men comes with the trauma, no, nothing isn't wrong with me. Okay, let me tell you something. You know what creates my trauma? The trauma that the men brings me. I don't ask for this trauma.
You don't have any trauma, Monique? Traumatized me in Boston by walking in the middle of the road, having me think you're gonna get run over while you have your sip.
Okay, let's bring it back. Let's rewind the tape about Boston. Okay, we were out on the streets of Boston. Okay, and we decided to go to brunch to go have our nice little midday lunch brunch, whatever. I'm crossing the street minding my business because clearly Boston doesn't have any sidewalks or any crosswalks, or when they do have a crosswalk, it's all the way far to where you're actually going. So you got to walk all the way up the block to cross the street to walk back down the block. These cars saw me crossing
a 4-lane road. 4, not 2, not 1. 4 lanes. 4.
I was always taught pedestrians are always right.
You're from New York. You know damn well that ain't right.
We jaywalk all the time.
But niggas get hit all the time.
Well, thank God I didn't get hit that time, guys. So I'm still here and I'm still alive and well. But
you traumatized me that time. I was worried for your life.
I don't know why. Like you said, I'm from New York, so I know how to do these things. We do this all the time. But
I said that to say that man and woman alike cause trauma. That was traumatic for me, friend.
Okay, friend. I apologize if that has caused you trauma.
Oh, that's the green flag. Green flag. The fact that you're
I'm acknowledging the trauma, and we can talk about this in a nice safe space where I will try to not jaywalk in front of you because that has traumatized you.
Thank you.
In a manner of shock. So I apologize.
Thank you.
But fuck the Boston drivers, because y'all can't drive for shit. Okay? Fuck all of y'all. Y'all can't talk and y'all can't fucking drive. Just putting it out there. But anyways, like I was saying before, the trauma these men bring is not called for, because a lot of times these men feel like once they finish with a relationship, they must jump to the next woman right away before healing themselves. And
but they're feeling something, whether they're feeling their sexual needs, whether they're feeling the need of a roof over their head, whether they're feeling the need of a meal on the plate. So when you said, why do these men bring their trauma? You have to look at what is it that you're giving them to supplement them in the meantime. Because realistically, the way you describe it, I don't see no traumatized man that's just walking around standing in a woman's life, just standing there. They're getting something along with the standing.
Right. And you're absolutely right. But see, like me, I'm a Karen person. So I will create a
Wait,
space.
you are a caring person
I'm
or
a
you're
Karen.
Karen? Because it sounds like you said you're a Karen.
No, I'm not a Karen. I said caring. I care for people. I care. No, not Karen. I care because I have a situation that I can relate to, right? That I was dealing with an individual and basically trauma, history, family dynamics broken, a lot of things, a lot of things. I didn't use that to judge that person. I used that to say, okay, well, what have you done to actually feel comfortable in this space? And it seemed like that person hasn't felt comfortable in that space for quite some time because they did not know how to adapt to something healthy. So
Mhm.
here I come with my and see, this is it's a gift and a curse being a social worker because you always come to folks with a therapeutic mindset and a therapeutic, point of view with things. So
And rule one as a social worker, they always tell you never to practice on friends, family, close loved one due to developing dual relationship.
I know, but it's just a natural it's just natural for me to be like that. And I think that's a gift and a curse for me because I'm always naturally nurturing to whomever I say I care for or I love. So, dealing with this individual, I noticed that the trauma was there, but I allow them to have that space to kind of figure it out and kind of just continue to insert like healthier coping. Like, you don't have to feel like this. You don't have to be angry. It's life. We only got one life to live. Try to make it the best life that you can, right?
Mhm.
Pouring all of this love and wisdom into this person for them to just turn around, cheat on me. Lot. Let me tell you the story. Y'all ready for story time? Oh, this
But
story.
wait, before you tell the story,
Oh God.
before you change the story, it sounds like they didn't want love. It sounds like they wanted coochie.
But the coochie was given. But
And that's what I'm saying. It sounds like they
the
wanted
coochie,
coochie. They
it,
wanted a bed. They wanted everything, but it didn't sound like they wanted these other things.
but the thing, well, we don't know because the person left, but then they relocated to where I was. So I don't know if that was just coochie, but
I'm asking you to guess. Now that we've been through it, right?
okay,
Because you're not going to be hungry and walk away from food.
right.
But you going to taste test, You at a buffet. You going to taste test everything. You're not going to eat everything. So looking at it, do you think this person wanted the variety that was being offered, or they just wanted the specials?
I think the variety probably was something that they wanted because they weren't familiar with it. So like that's like you always eating chicken and you see sushi and you're like, I'm curious on how that tastes.
Okay, so guilty, and I'm putting up my hands
Okay.
because I'm gonna take one for the niggas. So like those kids you see growing up that just want to play with other people's toys,
Yes.
and the moment they get the toy, they no longer want to play with it. That's guys,
Mm.
and I don't think female consider that and consider that to be a real factor. That sometimes guys just they do have a checklist. They have a type. Every guy want to have an Asian girlfriend, a Spanish girlfriend, a black girlfriend. A girl with big boobs, a girl with big ass. So understanding if you are one of those persons, right?
Mhm.
Understanding where you fall on those criteria or list, of course, again, in our long list of red flags, that helps to prevent us from that place. That's a lot of things that guys themselves don't even talk about.
Right.
For example, for me, I fell in love with someone that ironed my clothes,
That ironed.
that just ironed.
Okay.
That was the first person in a long time that said, "Oh, babe, you going out? Let me iron your jacket for you." I was like, "Oh, well, shit. Let me get an ass down." Like, okay, that's romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Just that one singular item.
Right.
But then turn around, I was like, hey, is there anything else more? Nah. They just iron, but you know why they iron? Because they didn't have a place to stay. I got mad extra bedrooms, and they wanted to know they could crash with me for a while.
Mm.
So you trying to be a living helper, just ironing?
Right.
So at that point, I had to put them on and go back to ironing my own clothes.
Right. But I had a situation like that prior to the situation I was telling you about, where this individual was actually like secretly moving in without me even knowing or noticing that he was secretly moving in. And then one day I was cleaning up and I just looked in my closet and I'm like, wait a minute, where did all these items come from?
Sound like you've been love bombed, friend. He just loved you and then bombed you.
Yes, but okay, so my thing, this is why right now I'm single by choice, because I just feel
You're
like
single?
I am. I am. I am single. I am free. I'm happy. I'm working
I
on me.
thought, I honestly thought that you were singly, complicatedly married.
Okay, so on the streets, I'm married, but right now I am single, 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 single. Okay, because to me, I'm just working on myself, and when I say working on myself, looking into the things that I'm doing on a repetitive standpoint, and actually trying to figure things. Yeah.
And red flags are one thing, but
Mhm.
there's additional color flag, like yellow flag. You know, hey girl, what's going on? I want to see you, want to be with you, but never make plans. You know, they're just gonna tell you till the sun comes up, good morning, honey. You're gorgeous, you're beautiful. They haven't even seen you today.
Right. Let's talk about no lashes, no wig, no nothing. And I get the grand rising beautiful empress. I'm like, sir, sir.
those those are yellow flag because here we go. We do want the chivalry.
Right.
We do want the expression of love and the emotion, but it started to become a little bit copy and paste-ish. And are
Yes.
you sending it to all the females in your contact,
Right.
or is it the M names? Because today's Monday, how are we doing this? So
Right.
that's why those are yellow flags. So when those yellow flags happen, you then have to push or pull to determine what category those move to. So when you get those good morning texts, do not ignore them. What I would say is, and don't say good morning back and have a blessed day. I would say something like, what do you like about me? What do you find beautiful about me? What do you find so gorgeous or charming about me? And if they take more, correction, if they take more than an hour to respond to give it to you, red flag.
Red flag.
Red
Yep.
flag. That they needed to
That's an
take
instant. That's supposed to
they
be instant.
they needed to take 60 minutes or more to come up with a quality or a criteria of you that they
Ex-
like when they already sent you this morning the good morning grand rising your beautiful text. You should have thought about that before you sent that text.
exactly. So just like you were saying about the bombing and the just the overflow of the unexpected guests coming into your house unexpectedly, I think we should leave it right there and have a part two of the flags. What you think?
I agree, because just like any good kid having a great day at a carnival, and again, I use a carnival because a carnival is filled with a lot of things, honey. It's filled with rides, it's filled with confetti, it's filled with candied apples, popcorn, and it's also filled with clowns.
Mm, 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 mm.
So, just like
So
any
is
good
it male clowns or female clowns? I'm just curious.
bird,
I don't got
it's
no big
how
shiny
about
nose.
this? It's they them clowns.
That's okay, ladies. That's for the men. He's because they
it's, it's
them
it's the they them clowns, okay?
these men's are
But
trannies.
like anything else, knowing to take things in moderation, knowing when to end certain situation, knowing when to proceed with caution is utmost importance. I don't think that we're going to be able to detail some of our own individual red flag within this own context. So I think this actually calls for, a flag part two. And I would just tease it up like this. Today we both came as red flags. Next time we will come as the flag that we are. So if you see yourself as a magenta flag, you will be coming in magenta. And
No,
if I see
but we
myself,
only have three flags. We
and
only
if
had a
I see
red, yellow, or
myself in a,
green.
and if I see myself in a periwinkle flag, I will come as a periwinkle. Do not
No,
try to put us in any category. For 2024, we all get to be diverse. We all get to be exotic. We all get to be biracial. We all get to do interracial.
listen, as long as you can explain your flag color and what that means and what it stands for, then it more power to you.
It's very easy. No matter what color I wear, it represents money.
Okay, I'm with it because I'm all for the dollar signs. Okay,
Yes.
yes. So definitely we will have a part two on flags. I'm just gonna close out by saying, ladies, because I represent the ladies. Some men too, the good men, the great men who don't want to take us for a ride and don't play these games where we're looking for hope and looking for something mutual with you, and then you start with the nonsense, right? So for ladies, I honestly feel like before you go into any situation, know yourself and be confident in what you're actually expecting. Okay, don't go in there having high hopes of these individuals, because it could be a man or woman or whoever you choose. Don't have high expectations if you don't have them for yourself. So I only say, like, you can't want a millionaire if you're not a millionaire or in a high tier money bracket. I just hate to
I
see.
don't agree with that because
I
what's her name? What's her name from How to Get a Millionaire? Patty. I used to watch a lot of Patty, and she used to hook up these ladies with millionaire, and none of the ladies she was hooking up with millionaires were millionaires, but they had nice legs, they had some good boobs,
that
and
were paid for.
I'm not trying to objectify women now, but that was what it was given.
But with saying that, were those women altered? Were they?
Like cosmetic surgery?
Yes.
Yes, both. All the
Okay,
time.
and that's not something that's cheap. That's something that you have to pay for, and you have to be able to afford it. Unless you got
Again,
like,
that what do you mean not cheap? We got people over here putting Home Depot cement in their ass. Home Depot got sales.
listen, I'm just gonna stand firm on just knowing yourself and knowing what you're getting yourself into. If you want to have a certain male or female, you have to be in that position too. That's all I'm advising. That's what I would
Absolutely.
say. Because I feel like I want to have, a top tier. And when I say top tier, it doesn't mean like a whole millionaire, but I want you to be at least an equal or a level up.
Agreed.
Okay. So that's my intake for the listeners. And I appreciate you guys for even tuning in. What would you say?
Absolutely.
What is your intake and your closeout for the people that's listening?
Until next time, peace, love, blessing.
Okay. And that's a great
Dear,
way to close out.
and
And no,
dear,
and mine's is the same. Peace and blessings, and just continue to love yourself unconditionally, right? Because we only have one self. But until next time, please tune in to the BCC podcast. And I forgot to tell you guys, we are also on Spotify. So if you guys are not able to listen to us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, we are also on Spotify. So make sure you tune into one of our platforms, support us, share us, continue to write us. We love it. We love the feedback, and we appreciate you for even listening. So until next time,
absolutely.
BCC Show Podcast.